Birmingham City Council leader John Clancy was putting on a brave face today, the morning after a rowdy meeting of his fellow Labour councillors, some of whom want him to resign over his handling of the bins dispute.
Yes, Councillor Clancy watched as the city's Iron Man statue was removed from its own position near the council house to make way for work on the Midland Metro extension. Afterwards, he spoke to Andy Bevan about his attempts to end the bins dispute, which were rejected by the council's lawyers and led the bin workers to go back on strike.
Are you going to resign over your handling of the bins dispute?
No, I won't be. No, I've been elected leader of the Labour group 3 times in the last 20 months. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions and sometimes there are difficult consequences of those, but you have to carry on with your mandate, and that's what I'll be doing.
Several members of your Labour group, including, I'm told, a couple of cabinet members, want you to go.
The position at the moment is we've had a private meeting of the Labour group last night. It was very useful because obviously there's been lots in the media and so on and so forth for us to have some private discussions. It was a good meeting. It was a tricky meeting in some ways, but nevertheless we've spent a lot of time discussing it, and I was very pleased that we had the opportunity, and indeed I had the opportunity to speak to my entire Labour group about what had been happening over the summer in particular.
At the weekend, ACAS came out and said that, as far as they were concerned, there was an agreement between the parties.
That's right, yes. There was an agreement, yes.
You say there wasn't an agreement. Who's lying?
There was an agreement in principle at APA. I've never said anything other than there was an agreement in principle. It's just that it wasn't a deal to end the bins dispute.
But Howard Beckett thought there was enough of a deal to call off the industrial action.
Yeah, that's right, and obviously I'm very grateful that happened.
So was he mistaken?
I think that he felt he had enough, if you like, in the system here to take his people back to work, and I'm very grateful that he did.
But there was enough of a grievance for the workers to come out. One would assume that there would have to be enough of an agreement for them to go back.
I think that both sides, after 7 to 8 weeks of the dispute going on, I think were prepared, if you like, to give peace a chance, and we did. It didn't come off, but we are still, and I'm pleased that I tried to actually do that, rather than stepping back and doing nothing and allowing things to escalate. But I think that there is still an opportunity for us to talk, and I'm positive that we can get somewhere.
Unite Union are now taking the council to the High Court over the redundancies. What's your reaction to that?
Well, obviously, we will obviously robustly defend that. We're in a situation where at the moment, as I've said before, at the moment nobody is losing their job. Even with the current redundancy notices, everyone can have a job in the who were given redundancies can have a job in the council at the same level. Nobody needs to lose a job. Nobody needs to lose any money. But it may very well be that Unite want to look at this as a test case, but we will obviously robustly defend it.
And you're facing a vote of no confidence next week at the Labour meeting. Do you think you might be out of a job?
I don't think I will be.
John Clancy talking to Andy Bevan. Now, as you saw earlier, the Iron Man statue is off to a secret location while construction work is underway for the Midland Metro. The removal of the 6-ton metal sculpture, created by renowned artist Anthony Gormley, marked the start of work on the new £150 million West Side tram extension. It'll take trams from New Street Station through Victoria Square, along Broad Street to Hadley Road.
It's the beginning of the extension of the metro from one single line from Wolverhampton to Birmingham city centre to a network that will in time extend into other areas of the Black Country, out into East Birmingham, and that's what we've been aspiring to. The metro's popular, usage figures up by about 1/3, it's efficient, it's clean, it's modern, so it begins to give a really modern alternative to transport across this critical part of the city centre.
You're watching ITV News Central, still to come on the programme tonight. The veteran code breakers coming